So I'm now going to turn to the student awards and start with the 2 awards to the undergraduates. The Physics Department Citation is awarded to the student judged most outstanding in scholarship and research promise among the graduating majors. It was a tough decision, as I'm sure you can imagine, since we have so many outstanding graduates. This year's award goes to Raymond Tung-Ming Ko. Raymond is a double major in physics and applied math. He came to UC Berkeley as a transfer student from De Anza City College in the fall of 2009. While at De Anza, Raymond was part of a research experience for undergraduates program at the University of Washington under the supervision of Professor Leslie Rosenberg in an astrophysics group. There, he wrote programs to simulate images needed to understand results from the Large Synaptic Survey Telescope. At UC Berkeley, Raymond first joined Professor Stuart Friedman's neutrino physics group, where his research involved improving the background suppression necessary to detect rare neutrino events in the Camland anti-neutrino detector. He presented a poster on his research and was selected as one of 4 nominees from the entire UC Berkeley campus to advance to the national competition for the prestigious Goldwater Scholarship. Raymond also took part in a project at Fermilab studying dark matter, and after his return from Fermilab, he joined Professor Wick Hapston, completing a senior honors thesis on a theoretical analysis of the many-body physics of a unitary gas of interacting particles. He graduates as one of our top seniors and will be staying at UC Berkeley for our PhD program. As winner of the citation, the Berkeley citation, the Physics Department citation, his name will be added to the list of recipients of this award on the commemorative plaque, which is displayed in the Helmholtz room. Congratulations, Raymond. Raymond Ho will now speak.
Thank you, Professor Helm, for your kind introduction. I dedicate this speech to all faculty, staff, families, friends, and to you, the class of 2011. Graduates on surviving Physics 1.11 labs, and other physics-related graduates on avoiding them. Before I begin, I warn you that this speech may involve a Chinese accent, an emblem of my Taiwanese heritage, as well as the cultural diversity here at Berkeley. By diversity, I mean that in honor of my celebrated American 21st birthday, our graduating fellows, Kristen Schubert and Johnny Martinez, bought me 4 shots and 2 beers, which I consumed in a couple hours on an empty stomach. That night was truly fantastic. Though the next morning wasn't. But diversity. I'm in the time when another graduating fellow, Dennis Wong, encouraged me to learn violin in the 2 months prior to joining the orchestra at the mathematics commencement, even though I'm tone deaf. These friends totally define diversity at Berkeley. As a graduating senior at UC Berkeley, I'm still in awe of my current position, considering that my education could have ended 4 years ago. At the time, due to high cost of college education, I applied to 7 public colleges to offer better financial support. Unfortunately, I was rejected by all of them, left with nowhere to go. My uncle, Dr. Manson Ko, who is also here today, later informed me of the opportunity to study at De Anza Community College. Freshman admissions were not particularly frustrating because it was simply the beginning of more rejections. I came across the research experiences for undergraduate summer programs, also known as REU. The chances of admission for freshmen were so low that everyone suggested I wait a year before applying. That's when I vividly recalled reading a book by Michael Jordan. I can't accept not trying. In order to beat these odds, I spent my whole winter break applying to 25 different institutions, none of which shared a common application. In the end, I received only 2 acceptances. Were these the end of my rejections? Nope, this is simply halftime. After 2 years, I decided to transfer to a research university, but was still rejected by 6 schools. I was, however, more than thrilled to attend the University of California, Berkeley, one of the best institutes in the world for physics. Which is supposed to be said at every commencement. Did more rejections follow? Of course. Last spring, I applied to 15 REUs and another non-REU program that was new to me, the Science Undergraduate Laboratory Internship. I learned about this program a week before the deadline through Andrew Wong, who is also graduating with us today. The lesson learned here was that we should always try something new, because it was the only program that accepted me. At this point, you may start feeling that my life is pathetic. However, with all due respect to the aforementioned Uncle Mensah and my aunt, Dr. Chevik Chu, who both graduated from Stanford. Let me quote the following words that were said 9 years ago at commencement right in this hall. I realized that one of the best things that has ever happened to me was to be rejected by Stanford in high school. Well, about 2 months ago, something even better happened to me. I rejected Stanford. That was not my story. A similar thing happened to myself. A similar thing happened to myself. However, I was endowed with more best things, as I was rejected by Stanford for not only freshmen, but also transfer admissions. Well, about 2 months ago, I was rejected again. This time for graduate school. Interestingly enough, this random guy who graduated 9 years ago from the chemistry department has the same last name as I do. It was my brother, who is also here with us today. Looking back, I guess my life is not that pathetic after all. All my rejections turned out to be blessings in disguise. Because instead of rejecting Stanford but leaving Cal, like my brother, I decided to stay here at Berkeley for my graduate studies. Let's chant this football slogan once more before we graduate. Go Bears on 3. Go Bears on 3. 1, 2, 3. Go Bears! Thank you, but this does not end my speech. It's halftime. The definition of commencement is a beginning, but to us, it is more of a turning point. Dreams are not always fulfilled from starting points in life, but rather during its turning points, which President Obama would call change. In physics jargon, try to make your life path continuous everywhere but nowhere differentiable. Like grounding motion. My dreams could have ended in high school. As I reflect upon these years, it dawns on me that where I am today has every bit as much to do with the people and resources surrounding me as it does with my own ambition, however far-fetched. As we recruit knowledge and skill sets, we should no longer consider ourselves wealthier scholars, but rather needier beneficiaries. Graduating from UC Berkeley is definitely a rewarding achievement. But this achievement is by no means reserved for the graduates. It is rather achievement for our peers, families, educators, social workers, and countless individuals who have invested in us. This amounts to a concept of 1 in a dozen in 1. We strive hard to beat the odds of less than 1 in a dozen to come to where we are. Nevertheless, we are here because more than 1,000 people have invested in each one of us. I would certainly not be here without the support from my parents, Patty and Rochester Cole, my brothers, Dick and Larry Cole, and my girlfriend Lorinda Pong. While the following has been done 9 years ago, may I invite you, the graduates, to rise and turn to your families and friends to give them a round of applause for all their cheers, support, and most importantly, money. Please remain standing for a moment. Would you please join me to face and give our biggest thanks to the professors, who always put forth their best effort to consistently assign us unbearably difficult homework sets and research projects. Professors Stuart Freeman and Wick Axton, as well as the very soon-to-be Dr. Thomas O'Donnell. Thank you. Please be seated for more Chinese accent. As this year marks the 50th anniversary for John Kennedy's presidential inauguration, his famous quote comes to mind: "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." While we will soon graduate from college or graduate school, each of us needs to bear the responsibility of becoming one of the thousands of people that invest in others. Not doing so is even more inexcusable when we're among the people with greatest potentials and motivations. We call ourselves such people because we are proud today. Even so, we used to doubt ourselves. Can we get into Berkeley? Can we survive such a demanding major at this world-class university? Can a series of rejections lead to college graduation? Do the female, minority, and poor pursue physics? All our questions echo with the very first sentence in President Obama's speech on presidential election day. If there is anyone out there who still doubts that America is a place where all things are possible, tonight is your answer. Thank you very much for your attention.